Immersion is an experience that works most effectively when it speaks to the language deep in our heart. The PNG Immersion now has been in its third visit, 6 years. It sits within the rich spirituality of the college. It sits within the social justice offerings and essentially demands our students to be present, to be fully present in the moment with those people in Papua New Guinea. It's not a moment of comparison, it's a moment of deep engagement and deep involvement.
Well, welcome gents, thanks for being here today with us. Colleagues, you've just come back from Papua New Guinean immersion with 14 of our young men. Can I start with you, Stephen, just get a sense of why it is you went over there in the first place and what was the context for the immersion? Yeah,
I think the context for the immersion is, in this world we're called to be God's hands. God doesn't have a physical presence, so he works through people in order to go out and do good in the world. So
that first night, your emotions, what did you feel?
So when we first arrived in KVN and then we drove to Whangalawa, I don't know, it was a bit of a shock to me. I was a bit nervous because I was sort of, I don't know, on the plane I was thinking around all the nice things, all the beautiful people we're going to see. And I just remember just feeling, holy smokes, like what are we in for? What's it going to be like?
It was a little bit tough at the start, but when you broke the ice and then everyone was just really good friends in the end, and I think it really made lasting connections with everyone.
PNG, a place, a culture that you know so intimately, but yet to go back in this experience as an immersion, what did it open your eyes to?
Oh, it really opened my eyes. It was actually my first time going back to PNG, so it was quite a special moment. When we gave them like stuff here and there, they would take that and just walk away with a big smile.
Can you give us an example? What stuff did you give them?
So I gave a hat to a little fella named Jeremiah. Yeah, it was my Jonathan Thurston hat that the JT Academy gave to me. So it was signed. I was second guessing myself about it, but I thought, I've seen him. This is probably the closest thing Jeremiah would get to Jonathan Thurston. So I gave him the hat, and he walked away and had a big smile on his face, and I couldn't take the smile off my face. So that was quite a special moment for me.
Early in the day, we went into the village and we were welcomed. There was a bit of a welcome ritual sort of thing, and after that, everything sort of changed. All the kids were a lot more comfortable with us. They sort of knew who we were and why we were there. Like, they questioned us.
It gave me a sense of family. So because I'm an only child and I don't have a big family, but it was really good to see that the brothers really played well together, and they weren't let's say brothers here, they weren't fighting with each other.
Yeah. Brody, were you pretty challenged in that experience? Was there somewhere that you felt you really grew as a person?
Yeah, because I'm sort of a quiet type person. I don't really go out and talk much, but seeing how much that meant to them, that if we talked to them, it made me want to go out of my comfort zone, want to talk to them and want to get to know them better on an individual basis. What
were your impressions of Papua New Guinea? I mean, I believe this is your first time over there and taking our young men over. What did you see? Who did you meet?
Well, we saw some amazing scenery. The country is absolutely beautiful. The village itself was amazing. The people we met were just local people, and I was struck by their generosity, their friendliness, how welcoming they were. And Steve mentioned about we went over to help them, but I truly believe that they helped us equally, as far as certainly made a lot of changes in my life and the way I think now. And I just, everyone that we met was very, very helpful. I'm incredibly grateful for everything they did for us, because it was amazing.
2 times before we actually went on the trip, we met every Tuesday and Mr. Saylor gave us little booklets for us to journal in.
Yep.
And with those booklets, he taught us how to what we should write, how we felt, and some little prayers that we had. So we just stick it in the back of the booklet.
How did you see yourself personally grow in that experience? What was something that challenged you?
Personally, this made me really happier person, because everything for them, they don't have much.
Yep.
So, and for them not to have much and be happy really just changed me, as we have a lot, but some of us aren't as happy, so it made me a happier person seeing that.
Because we took 2 old boys back, And the very first morning when we were out there, there was older villagers, you know, like 12, 13, that are calling out these boys' names. They remember them. So the impact that those boys must have on those kids is quite significant.
I feel like I now have an appreciation for how the people live their lives. It's sort of interesting, it's an eye-opener actually to notice that there's more than just our St Mary's community, there's a whole other world out there, and I think that's important to know that, you know, there's more than us, there's a whole lot of people, and I think by getting out there and experiencing that, it gives you a better understanding of how the people do it and more compassion.